DeWalt has stamped its name on American job sites since 1923. But flip over one of their miter saws, and the label says China. Their top-selling drill, made in Mexico. The fine print reads, "Made in USA with global materials," and that phrase is doing a lot of heavy lifting. 3 power tool brands never left America. The difference between them and DeWalt starts with a $2 billion corporate decision. Raymond DeWalt started out in 1923 with a simple goal in a small workshop in Leola, Pennsylvania. Build a better saw for working men who needed to get the job done faster and safer. He came up with the radial arm saw, a machine that could rip, crosscut, and bevel with just a pull of the handle. That saw, the Wonder Worker, was not just another piece of equipment. It was a tool that let a single tradesman do what used to take a whole crew. Every early DeWalt catalog showed the same thing. American hands at American benches, building machines for American shops. The DeWalt name started to mean more than just a tool. It meant you could trust what was in the box, because you knew where it came from. For decades, that reputation stuck. DeWalt tools turned up in garages, union halls, and job site trailers all across the country. The brand felt like part of the American workday. But by 1960, things started to change. Stanley Black Decker, already a giant in the tool world, bought DeWalt and folded it into their growing empire. The yellow and black stayed the same, but the company behind it got a lot bigger and a lot more focused on the bottom line. Most tradespeople never saw the boardroom deals or the fine print on the patents. They just knew DeWalt as the brand that had their back. That is why, even now, folks still reach for the name first. It is a habit built on decades of sweat and trust. But as the years rolled on, the label on the box started to mean something different than it used to. The story of DeWalt's roots is more than nostalgia. It is the reason so many still believe what is printed on the side of the tool, even when the facts have moved on. Pick up a DeWalt drill off the shelf, and the label jumps out. It reads, "Made in USA with global materials." At first glance, that sounds like the real deal. American made, right? But check the fine print, and a different story comes into focus. The Federal Trade Commission sets the rules here. For a tool to be called made in USA, almost everything, the parts, the labor, the assembly, has to happen on American soil. That is not what is going on with most DeWalt power tools. The phrase "with global materials" is the giveaway. It means parts are coming in from everywhere, with only the last steps happening stateside. Look at the DIST 800 drill. The stamp on the side says "Made in Mexico." The guts, the motor, and the electronics come from China and Thailand. They are boxed up, shipped north, and clicked together in Charlotte, North Carolina, or Hampstead, Maryland. That is where the assembly happens. It is the same with DeWalt's miter saws. The DWS 780 and DWS 779 models are stamped "Made in China" or "Made in Taiwan" right on the base. The blade might come from one country, the housing from another, and the electronics from a third. Then the final product gets a quick check in Maryland before heading to the store. DeWalt's global footprint is spread across Mexico, China, Brazil, the Czech Republic, Italy, the UK, and Thailand. Out of all the world's power tools, about 80% are made in China. That is the reality behind the yellow and black. The label on the box tells a story, but it is not always the one folks expect. For tradespeople who care where their tools come from, the difference between "Made in USA" and "Made in USA with global materials" is not just a technicality, it is the whole game. Stanley Black Decker does not mince words when it comes to the numbers. In their own earnings calls and investor slides, they lay it out. Moving tool production out of the US is about saving money, big money. The target is $2 to $2.1 billion in cost reductions, spread over a 5-year plan. Most of that comes from shutting down American plants and moving production to cheaper labor markets like Mexico and China. Since 2023, about 7,000 jobs have been cut across the company's global workforce. That is not just a line on a spreadsheet. That is thousands of paychecks gone from American towns. Here is how they break it down. Labor costs in Mexico and Asia are 30 to 40% lower than in the US. Add in trade deals that make it cheaper to import finished tools back for sale, and the math starts to look pretty good to the folks in the boardroom. They have closed plants in Texas, South Carolina, North Carolina, Mississippi, and most recently, New Britain, Connecticut. Each closure means another chunk of middle-class jobs wiped out, replaced by lower-wage work overseas. Stanley Black Decker reported $15.4 billion in revenue in 2024. But that did not stop the cuts. The company says these moves are about long-term profitability and global competitiveness. For the folks on the line, it means the work that built the brand is getting boxed up and sent somewhere else. The cost savings are real, but so are the losses on the ground. When the dust settles, the math on the balance sheet does not capture what is missing from the local diner or the union hall. The last working day at the New Britain tape measure plant landed like a punch. 300 people clocked out for the final time on May 18, 2026. For decades, this place turned out 30 million tape measures every year, enough to stretch around the world more than once. Now the machines sit silent, and the parking lot is mostly empty, except for a few cars and a big "for lease" sign out front. One former line worker, Maria, spent 16 years on the floor. She remembers the buzz of the line, the smell of lubricating oil, and the steady rhythm of the machines. You could hear the click of the tape, the snap when it retracted right, she says. We made the kind that lasted. My dad used one on job sites for years. When the shutdown notice came, it was not just the workers who felt it. Unemployment in New Britain jumped from 3.2% to 5% in 6 months. The city lost $1.2 million in tax revenue, money that used to help pay for schools, road crews, and the fire department. The local diner that served breakfast to the first shift started closing early. The union hall went quiet. Maria and her co-workers got a few weeks severance and a promise of retraining, but most ended up scrambling for warehouse or retail jobs that paid less and offered no benefits. It is easy to talk about cost savings and efficiency from a distance. Up close, it means the work that built a community is gone. For the people who spent years on the line, the label on the box is not just a slogan, it is a paycheck, a mortgage, and a shot at a decent life. When that disappears, the numbers on a spreadsheet do not tell the whole story. Not every tool brand has packed up and left. Snap-on, for one, still builds its pro-grade cordless and pneumatic tools at the Murphy, North Carolina plant. Their whole model is about being close to the customer. Those white and red dealer vans show up right at the job site, and if your ratchet fails, you get a same-day swap, no questions asked. The price is steep, $300 to $400 for a flagship impact wrench. But you know where it's built, and you know who's backing it. Ingersoll Rand is another name that stands out. Their IQV20 line, built in Davidson, North Carolina, gets sold through industrial distributors instead of big box stores. The W7153 impact wrench even picked up a Best Power Tool nod from Popular Mechanics in 2025. These companies prove you can still build serious tools here, keep tight control on quality, and offer real support if you are willing to pay for it. Blue Point is where a lot of folks get tripped up. The tools look legit, the Snap-on name is right there on the packaging, but check the fine print and you will spot Blue Point stamped on the handle or etched into the metal. Most of these are made in China or Vietnam, not the USA, and the price tag is a clue. Expect to pay $150 to $180 for a drill, compared to $300 or more for real Snap-on. The warranty tells the rest. Blue Point gives you 1 year. Snap-on covers 3 to 5 years. Same goes for DeWalt's DCD 800. If you see Made in Mexico stamped on the side, that's your answer. Before you buy, flip the tool over, check the label, look up the serial number, and double-check the warranty terms. Don't just trust the brand on the box. Verify where it's built and what kind of support you're actually getting. Right now, over 80% of power tools come from China, while American plants shut down and jobs disappear. For tradespeople, the label tells the real story. Assembly lines do not lie. In the end, it is our dollars that decide what gets built and where. Let me know what you think below.